more, baby. Okay. Where is Kai? There's no way Kai's not streaming. I thought he was. There's no way he's done. There he is. I was like, he's doing a full ass marathon.
You're telling me they did not hear that?
Yeah, I gotta pee.
Wait, how? How didn't that scan? Oh, Croc. Oh my gosh.
What's the bat doing here?
Get over here. Yes, Sirski. W hands, nigga.
Joker's got his crew moving through the sewers,
You
hunting down
don't
what's
watch
left
Kai
of
too much?
Penguin's thugs.
Will you react to some memes? Yeah, I can do some memes.
Why you say thugs is so
You
funny?
couldn't even watch out, dude. This past week has been super busy. Like I apologize. Like this past week has been crazy busy for me.
No.
And like
way.
it was my dad's birthday week. He and I were
that's
even supposed to hang
badass.
out this morning, but we never really got a chance to. But you know, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And I literally, as soon as Lo and I got home from hanging out with her family, I gave her a kiss and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go into my room and I'm just gonna stream and hang out." So it's like, it's been crazy. And I'm also not gonna lie, I felt like I've had a little bit of a burnout. Not a burnout, but like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's felt like I've almost lost my what am I interested in? Because I keep reacting to stuff that I'm being told to react to, but it's like what am I really interested in? What am I super passionate in? Like I like games, I like anime, I like a lot of different stuff, and I feel like I've just kind of been reacting to like just politics, and I don't want to get caught in that kind of thing. Like I at the end of the day, I am a gamer. I did start streaming because of video games. Like I don't want to lose sight of that. I don't want to lose sight of like even watching like anime with y'all, you know? Y'all should watch what you want to watch. Yeah, you should react to what you like. And that's like I don't want to. It's like a lot of the stuff that I've been watching, I've been interested in, and it's been like making. It's like I've learned a lot. So it's like I don't want it to seem like it's not something I'm not interested in, but I feel like maybe there's some times where it's like there's something that I was maybe reading or digging into earlier the day, and I'm like, yo, I should save that for the stream because that's interesting, or at least that's you know what I mean, and then go about it like that, and then add and dibble and dabble in some other stuff. Um, actually, with that being said, I did kind of do that. Let me just try something out. Want to watch some memes? I will here in a minute. I will here in a minute. This was. Tell me that this doesn't fascinate you guys. Michael Schiff was a geologist and a researcher obsessed with understanding the human biology in extreme conditions. He believed the key to unlocking the human mind was in its relationship with time. To test this, he devised a radical experiment. Sofer volunteered to live completely isolated in a cave. No clocks, no sunlight, no way to track time. This seems like torture. He wanted to find out how the brain reacts to total isolation, what happens when you're cut off from natural cycles, what happens when the world, thinks that he just is insane. Which I mean, you're just gonna be. I can't see how you don't go insane. In 1972, Surf descended 440 feet underground in a cave in Texas. No contact with the outside world, no sun to guide his days, just him, a sleeping bag, and his tools for survival. The darkness was absolute, and the silence was deafening. What about food? Like, he's gonna have to have food. At first, Strife tried to maintain a routine. He followed his hunger and fatigue and decided when to eat and sleep. But without light or clocks, his sense of time became disordered. Hours felt like minutes, and days blurred together. Swift's mental state deteriorated quickly, yet no shit. He began hallucinating shadows and voices. He became paranoid, convinced someone else was in the cave. Yeah, his thoughts were spiraling into chaos. The isolation was breaking his mind. Yeah, absolutely. You're spending all your time by yourself in a cave. It's like in prison. What is the worst thing that can happen to you? Being in total isolation, being away from everybody. As humans, we are social creatures. We like feed off of each other's energy. What he didn't know is his team above ground was watching everything. They recorded his activity to see how long he thought he'd been underground. The results? Strife was completely disconnected from real time. By the second month, oh my god, Strife believed 24 hours had passed when it had nearly been 48. His internal clock slowed drastically. His body entered a natural rhythm of 36 hours awake, 12 hours of sleep. No wonder he was going insane. This isn't a natural rhythm. If the man is breaking down and going insane, he's literally staying up for more than 24 hours at a time. Humans evolved to a 24-hour circadian rhythm set by sunlight. Without sunlight, Swift's body created its own rhythm, completely independent of the sun. That doesn't mean that this is necessary. Just because the body can do this doesn't mean it's the optimal thing for the body. It was evidence that the human brain has a built-in clock. But there was a darker discovery. As weeks turned into months, Swift's mental state worsened. See, like, this is ultimately the baseline needs to stay positive. If this is getting worse, that means its own rhythm that it created wasn't good. He forgot words mid-sentence. He struggled to remember basic facts, and his emotions swung wildly between joy and despair. Isolation was rewriting his brain. This is just more proof right here in this, and just this, that humans are social creatures and we need interactions. I need you guys to interact with me, or I'm gonna go insane. It's giving the sleep experiment a vibe, which Russia did. I'm curious to see what the Russian experiment is all about. Saphir later described the experience as a slow slide into madness. Yeah, he found himself talking to insects for company right there. Even hearing his own voice echoed in the cave brought moments of relief before crushing silence returned. After 180 days, Sheriff was pulled out of the cave. To him, only 151 days had passed. He was stunned to learn how much time he'd lost. Without external cues, the brain loses its grip on time. And all of this together has to be so important. Like, there's a reason why they say you need 8 hours of sleep in a day. And I don't think everyone needs exactly 8 hours. Maybe some people can run optimally off 6. Maybe some people need more than 9. And I'm sure it's not, you don't always need, like, you're not somebody who's like, I need 8 hours of sleep Monday through Sunday. I'm sure that there's ebbs and flows, or it's like some days you only get 4 hours of sleep, but it feels good. You're ready to rock and roll. But you probably weren't. It's just kind of adrenaline, dopamine, some other stuff going on in your life, maybe some stress kind of keeping you awake, keeping you going. And then eventually, once you sit down and like kind of slow down for a second, then your body relaxes and you go into like a 10-hour sleep or a 12-hour sleep. It's insane. It led to breakthroughs in the circadian rhythm, space exploration through astronaut isolation, wow, and understanding mental health and solitary confinement. I feel like you could have probably done a lot of this with just prisoners in a jail. Like, he didn't have to do this. Like, plenty of bad guys who could have been the experiment. He suffered permanent memory loss. His mental health took years to recover, and he described the cave as an endless night that haunted him for decades. He paid a steep price for his discoveries. Yeah, and I don't think it was worth it. I think he probably agreed that it probably wasn't worth it. What's more, plenty of prisoners that we could do this test on. He didn't have to be the guy. Despite the trauma, Streff continued his research. He later isolated himself in other caves to replicate his findings. Man, this guy actually just probably sadistic and likes the pain, huh? His work laid the foundation of modern sleep science and the time psychology. But the questions he raised remain unanswered. What is time really? Time is a construct. Is that where this is going to be going? If you like this thread, join me on my mission. School and society never taught you how to master the mind. I mean, at the end of the day, what I got from this is humans are absolutely social creatures, and that we need a balance of sun and night, awake alertness with sleep and rest, with bouts of creativity, with bouts of being able to replicate and almost be cookie cutter, because there is a magic to being able to reproduce the same action over and over and over again. But then you gotta have time to have balance, or to balance out the creativity to maybe be more efficient with that movement or that thing.